Hey everyone, so I decided to go live. I literally just decided like a minute ago. I was like, I'm supposed to be going live every day. I like made that my little goal or whatever. So I don't really like know where I'm going with this. Just kind of like, it's what I usually do, just jump into it and do whatever. So, I got little Nova here. I guess I'll just give everybody an update on everything. Obviously still in the car, from the last video I posted like a couple hours ago. Basically too, I just want to kind of like give some tips for everybody who's kind of dealing with these type of situations. When you are in this situation, like, if you do have a car and stuff like that. See, there's a lot of people too that are in these situations that actually have a car that works that they could drive around to, so that helps too. They can find like a gym to go to take a shower, or like, move to different locations and stuff like that. So unfortunately, I don't have that luxury. My car is broken down. And I truly do believe it's tampered with, based on the prior attempts to constantly get me up and running in my car. Either that or there was a planned car accident with my name on it, if you know what I mean. One or the other. There was something like that. But again, not making any accusations without full proof, but those are my opinions. So I don't really have that luxury. Now, thankfully, I am in a lot where I know I'm taken care of. I'm fine. I can be here, based on certain things. But I was actually told that. But anyways, there are people like me, and even people that don't have a car, that can't even sit in a car. So I still find myself very fortunate that we have shelter. As shitty as the situation looks, I'm still trying to see the bright side of everything. And there is bright sides. One, I know I'm going to be fine. God's already told me, and based on my intuition and everything I know I'm fine. Things are going to work out very soon. People think I don't know what's going on. I know what's going on. So there are people, though, that aren't even fortunate enough to have a car, so I can only imagine, the struggle they have as well, where they have to sleep on a curb, on a sidewalk, find shelter constantly, so you can see the type of stuff going on around me. So I'm going to get into that too. But not to get off topic, so I just want to explain, give some tips. If you are blessed to have a vehicle, always try to go to like a gym where you can get like a really cheap membership. You could take showers there. Now, what I've been doing is basically just using like a public restroom, and unfortunately, like, I don't have anywhere near for a shower, but I mean, I get pretty much basically the same thing with washcloth, water, soap. It's really not any different. I wash my hair, I just buy shampoo, conditioner, and just wash my hair. I did actually share a video of me washing my hair right outside my car, if I can't get into like a bathroom to do it. So that's no shame, that's just what I have to do. I come to learn like not to be like shame, because I feel like a lot of people probably in these situations, a lot of them like don't put themselves there, and there is a big stigma around homeless people. And I will be 100% honest, I used to be one of those people too, where like I saw a homeless person. Now, don't get me wrong, there was many times where like I went and spent money that I didn't even have to feed a homeless person, but I do still, at the time had stigmas where like, oh, you should never give them money because like they'll just go buy drugs with it, this and that. You always get them food, blah blah blah. I don't agree with that, honestly. And I'm glad God put me in this position so I can learn that before I am blessed with what belongs to me, so that way I can dedicate myself to helping others in these situations. Because there's a big stigma around like, oh, they were just drug addicts, or oh, they did this, or oh, they did that, it's their fault they're homeless. Bullshit, guys. Now, yes, are there people out there that shove their lives to the ground and didn't care and did drugs and ended up homeless. Yeah, there are, but we should still give love to even those people too, guys, because everybody makes mistakes. You know what I mean? But I don't think, now, do I think we should baby them and, provide everything for them and this and that when they put themselves in that position? No, but I do think, if we can, we always should give a helping hand. We don't have to, empty our wallets for people or go out of our way 100% and do this and that, but yes, I do think we should all be helping each other out, paying it forward, even if, you know what I mean, you see someone on the street and even $5 can go a long way for somebody. They can go over to a Dollar Tree and this and that. So I learned a lot of that stuff by being in this position, so I'm glad. You'll see a lot of homeless people, they won't want to take stuff from you. You'll offer it to them and they don't. True-hearted people, they'll say no. Even me, I have a complex with people doing things for me and helping me. I always want to do it on my own, and I just feel guilty for accepting help. And I feel a lot of true homeless people are like that too. Now, yes, there's fakes in everything, guys. Yes, there are people that pretend to be homeless to get sympathy and money and this and that. Yes, that does definitely happen. So, you have to use your discernment. But at the end of the day, you still did a good deed. So say you did go over to somebody and give them a $5 bill and they went and bought drugs with it, or they were faking it, unfortunately. At least you did good by your heart. You know what I mean? That's going to come back to you. And if they're faking it or they're being shitty, it's going to go on them. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you still did something good. So I really learned that, because again, there's still things that I had to learn. You know what I mean? I would see a homeless person and I would not necessarily judge them, I would say. But I would say, maybe I shouldn't give them any money, because what if they go, buy drugs? Nah, I don't think we should be like that, guys, honestly. So, that's just my opinion on that. I think if you see somebody that needs help, help them, okay? So, do that for me. If you see somebody sleeping on a curb or, anything like that, try to do something nice for them, guys. Even if it's not, money, now, the food thing with me, with my specific situation, I don't, unless, I see them buy it, and this that, I'm not gonna accept random food from people because of my situation, the amount that I'm being attacked right now. So, but, if you can, take them over to, a McDonald's or a Burger, not promoting them because they kind of suck, but you know what I mean, guys, take them to a gas station and, get them, a pretzel, anything, a water, anything you can do just to, make someone's day, give them a hand, because you don't know what people are going through. You really don't. But just a tip for, the people that are going through this stuff, if you can find a Dollar Tree, that's really helpful. I learned, you can get stuff to last you a week in there for $10, you know what I mean? Some shampoo, it's it's $1.25, $1.50, something $3-5, but very helpful. Try to find somewhere that's near a gas station 24 hours. That way you can go charge your devices and stuff like that. You always want to try to have a device on you if you can, so that way if anything happens to you, you can, get help. So those are just some of, tips that I had. But again, I'm really, as sucky as this looks, there was benefits, even my weight, my tummy that, I was oh, I look like I'm pregnant, that's going away. So basically, I've just been living off of, apples, peanut butter, and, peanut butter sandwiches, with bread, which honestly is not that big of a deal to me. I usually fast and stuff anyways. I did have a problem with, stress eating, so I kind of got over that. And now I'm getting even skinnier. Not skin and bone or anything. I'm, fine in that aspect. But, so they're, I'm always trying to think of the bright side of everything. And I do know 100% things are going to be resolved. And I know the right people are looking at this situation. I know it's not hopeless. So, anybody in these type of situations, don't lose hope. never lose hope, because anything can change in an instant, in an hour, in a minute, in a day, in a week, anything. So don't lose hope. So I guess another thing I wanted to mention, well, I'll mention this, now going forward, guys, as much as I see, I'm going to name it. I'm gonna say it, and now I'm not able to record everything, guys. It happens like this half the time. And I got battery that I have to worry about and this and that, but when people drive by and this and that, I can't just pull out my phone and get it right away. So believe it if you want, and to be honest with you, I don't even know if it was actually him or not. I'm 98% sure it was, but again, this isn't to target people, make people get to, not to smear them, not to have, don't approach people, don't smear campaign, nothing like that, because trust me, don't do it to people. It sucks, and it can ruin your life. Not ruin your life, but it can really destroy a lot of things and throw you off your path. But I am, for my own safety, and to document also for the authorities that I know are watching my content. It probably doesn't matter, they probably already know anyways, but I do want to mention, I could have swore 98% sure that Josh Novak drove by me today, literally right here, drove right by. Now watch, I'll show you. So this is kind of they just come up and park here for no reason, or they'll just drive by constantly. I'll get into why they do that, but literally just drove by me right here, and it was a silver sedan. So I could be 100% wrong. It was older silver sedan, but I could have swore it was him. And I was waiting for one of them to make their appearance, but just wanted to note that, just in case. Like I said, I'm documenting everything as much as I can. But yeah, and then they just kind of leave. I don't know. It's really weird. But now I want to get into kind of the tactics that they use, because I'm starting to put everything together. Say hi, Coda. I'm starting to put everything together on what they do. So, you know how I said it's absolutely insanity? People are driving by me constantly, slamming on their horn, making their car alarm go off, revving their engines all day, all night. So again, I have documented some of that. Like I said, guys, I don't have the battery power, and I don't have all day to just sit here and film everybody all day, but I will try to get more if I can for you. What they do is, in my opinion, is they're trying to drive me insane, which it's not working. I'm fine. I'm actually I'm really good, actually, considering the situation. I would do this 10 times over if I didn't have to ever be around any of those people ever again. If you can see how I look now compared to how I was back then, I actually look a lot better and feel a lot better. But yeah, it's basically a tactic, and I would imagine kind of similar to MK Ultra tactics and stuff like that. That might even be involved, guys. There's a lot that goes into this. But what it is they try to drive you insane, or they try to annoy the shit out of you over and over and over again until you break, until you have a mental breakdown, this and that. It doesn't work on me. Now, I'm sure it works on a lot of other people, unfortunately. But what they do is they try to bring you down to a low vibration. They try to get you paranoid, scared, even to the point where you look crazy, or this and that. To me, it's just toddler games at this point. Also, I think some of it's just people throwing a fit. You know what I mean? So even today, I was going over to the Wawa, or coming out of the Wawa, I should say. And right as I'm coming out, this truck's, was it a truck or car? I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. One of them, Nova, what are you doing, honey? Relax. One of them literally swerved, and pretended to, try to hit me. Obviously, they're not gonna hit me, but, and then smirked and drove away. I'm like, what, are we 5? Really? It's just, honestly, guys, it gets to the point where it's kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie. It is really sad that grown adult, like these are grown ass adults, guys, and they're like, instead of like focusing on themselves and their family life and their home life or whatever they got going on, their job, whatever, they're here driving around pretending to like try to hit me, revving their engines, like it's like these people just like, it's really sad. Like, first of all, like, I don't even know any of you. You know what I mean? Like, and it's all over money, guys. It's all over, you know, at the end of the day, that's really what it is. It's about money and this and that. And half of these people are paid to do it too, on top of it. But I hope it's all worth it. Because if the cops don't get you, karma and God will. One or the other. So it kind of just makes you feel bad that these people's lives are kind of this, like, I don't know. It's... And that they act that way. You know what I mean? Like, is that really, like, did your brain... And this is, like, not necessarily to be mean, but, like, did your brain, like, develop? You know what I mean? Like, when did people not... Like, when did people start acting like toddlers? You know what I mean? I don't get it. But people can't control their anger too, I notice. It's just like, because like, again, like there will be like trucks that come through here flying diagonal across the parking lot. It's like, they'll do it right in front of a cop and shit too. Like, they're just, it's nonstop. But again, it's, you know, part tactic, you know, to make me go crazy. Or, you know, some of it's just people acting like toddlers, you know. So just to give some advice for people that are going through this, don't let it bother you or scare you, mind you. Now, yes, have I been in some situations where my life was at risk? That I do believe, and it was a pretty scary situation. Oh yeah, there's been multiple, guys. But even then I was able to stay calm as I could and trust God and myself. You have to trust yourself and to know what you're doing, and I managed to get out of that situation. So, you know, basically right now what I'm telling myself is, you're literally in the middle of a lot, there's cameras everywhere, people watch, like good people on my side as well, even though I don't see them, I know they're there. You know, everybody's watching, I'm documenting everything, I'm not worried about it, I know what it is. It's just stupid tactics, that's all. And the more they do it, the more I just kind of sit back and laugh and gather more evidence against you. So you be my guest, have fun. You know, as I joke all the time, content, right? Like, but yeah, so I just thought I'd share that. Maybe tomorrow, if the toddlers come out again, because they do it at night too. You know, I showed you guys the footage of the van that was here. Now that, again, that was kind of a little of a scarier situation. Like, that guy actually did try to approach me, and this was like 2 a.m. But again, my babies, thank God for my freaking dogs. They saved my lives more than I can count. You know, people, you know, see them and they're like, whoa, okay, you know what I mean? Like, and that's, you know, I love them for that. You know, wait till they bump into me though. They think the dogs are bad. Yeah, try me, bitch. But I've had that happen to me too. You know, when people don't get it, you know, I seem all nice and cuddly and, you know, go, and I am, but don't fuck with me. Something comes through me and I don't know what it is, but don't fuck with me. But, you know, so again, you know, I have been in some scary situations, but at the end of the day, I know I'm protected in the 3D here on earth, and in the spiritual, I'm protected by God. You know, there's cameras everywhere. I record everything. I have my dogs here. I'm perfectly fine. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, so for anybody going through these situations too, if this is like a specific type of situation you're in, you're trying to escape a cult, or you're trying to escape like organized crime groups, you know, anything like that, you know, come to a public place. It doesn't matter how stupid you look. It doesn't matter like how embarrassing it is, this or that. If it saves your life, freaking do it, dude. Don't seclude yourself. Don't. That's what they want. Like, I'll tell you how many times they try to like trick me into leaving this area, like this spot here. They don't want me visible, is what it is. And that's what you have to do. As embarrassing as, and it's not even just that. It's like, it sucks because you really don't have privacy, But in this type of situation, no privacy is kind of what saves you. See, even like the lights that come on at night. And could be a little confirmation too. But for anybody, you know, going through something like this, always make sure you're visible. Because I did have some ideas like, oh, well, maybe screw it. Maybe I'll just go to a campground or this or that. But like, honestly, guys, that's not the best. Unless I absolutely have to, that's not really the best idea. It's always good to stay public and to stay in view of cameras and 24-hour places and stuff like that. So that's my advice to you. And for anybody that is going through, because I know it's not just me, you know, for anybody that is going through situations like this, I, you know, say a prayer for you. You know, I hope you're doing okay. You know, if there's anybody watching that is going through this, that needs a friend, I'm here. You know, I know what it's like to not have anybody. And at the end of the day, you know, God does seclude you, especially in these situations sometimes, because you know, you need to work on yourself. You know, I had to do that a lot, and there was a lot of undoing, like mental undoing I had to do from how manipulated I was my whole entire life. Like, if I didn't step back and, you know, seclude myself and work on myself and my confidence and this and that, or even just in general be put in these situations, like if I were put in those positions before I did that, I could be dead right now, you know what I mean? Because I was too trusting, I was too gullible, you know, I thought everybody wanted to be my friend, you know, just a whole bunch of stuff, guys. I was gaslit to no end, lied to no end, you know, so, and I was codependent. I was very codependent. It's just how I was, kind of, I won't say like that's just how like the manipulation and the abuse made me, you know what I mean? So there, you know, as bad, like, and that's the thing, like even I used to be one of those people like, God, like how could God exist if, like, you know, he would let you go through this stuff and blah 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 blah. But I get it, guys, actually why. You can't learn or undo what's been done to you, or, you know, grow if you're not put in these positions. Now with me, like, it's kind of extreme, you know, because of how abused I was and what I grew up with for so long, and, you know, also just, you know, my situation in general, everything that's involved. But, you know, for anybody that feels that way, like, why is God letting me go through this? You know, what, you know, because I've been there even, like, not too long ago, you know, I've been there, like, yelling at God, you know, I do that, you know, come here, Nova, come here, like, why are you doing this? Why are you letting this happen? You know, blah, blah, blah. But there's always a reason for it, guys. Sometimes even, like, so me being here in this cart, could have, like, I think it did, like, save my life. Like, if I were even in a better position or somewhere else, like, I could be dead, you know, depending. Like, God knows more than I do. You know what I mean? So, that's just, like, another tip for everybody. You know, if you're going through a really shitty situation like this, sometimes it's just God's plan, and sometimes that is his way of protecting you or teaching you and helping you grow and learn before you are put on the big stage per se, until you are put on your path, you know what I mean? So you're prepared. So, you know, just to give everybody some, see what I mean? People yelling and stuff like that. It's all night long. It's, oh, Nova, come here. So, all night, all day. It is what it is. But, you know, just so everybody has some tips, and, you know, if you're questioning, you know, why God would put you in these type of positions, I believe that's why. So, but yeah, I can't really think of anything else to really talk about at this point. I'm trying to keep my videos not super long to help, like, with views and stuff too. But, you know, again, you know, if anybody does need a friend, anybody who's going through this type of thing, you know, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm here for you. You know, never be afraid to reach out for help. So, but alright, everybody, wish me luck on another night. Say hi to Nova.